Hello guys, I hope you're all doing good. Today we'll be discussing on how to surely and easily clear the operations round or managers round as a fresher. See, if you are a fresher who's looking for a job opportunity, you guys would have applied for a lot of openings that are coming up, right? If you get shortlisted in any of the interviews, the final step is to present you to an operations manager or a hiring manager to take the final decision on your profile, whether they want your profile in the team, in the project, or in the company or not, right? So this will be, in most of the cases, this round will be the final round. Correct. It is mostly going to be a face-to-face interaction, either via video call or face-to-face, or a telephonic interaction also happens at times depending upon the distance that you have to travel. All right. So this decision will be your final decision in most of the cases, and this is one of the important rounds also as a candidate, because you will be meeting the manager who is your actual boss. You will be either reporting to him or her directly, or you will be reporting to their colleagues, subordinates, or associates. Correct. So this is also an important round for you guys to get introduced in a professional, proper way to the management who is actually going to manage you for the rest of the time in the company. All right. So this conversation hardly takes 10 to 15 minutes of your time. Okay, in most of the cases, 90% of this manager rounds, operations rounds so far, as a HR I've seen, it hardly takes 10 to 15 minutes of your conversational time. It is always going to be a general conversation with you and the manager. You have to allow the manager to gauge you. All right, allow the manager to understand your profile so that he takes decision in your favor, so you can always steer the decision towards you. Okay, so make sure that you be professional, be polite, and at the same time be positive and confident throughout the conversation that you're going to have with the manager. It could be telephonic, it could be video call, it could be face to face. If it's telephonic, you may have to put extra efforts in terms of presenting your profile in communication wise. But in video call and in face to face, you can always utilize the body language part and crack it easily. All right, so let's see. The managers always have 2-point agenda in these meetings. Most of the managers have this 2-point agenda actually. First point is communication. They would be looking at your profile in terms of communication. How well you communicate, how well you present your profile, your thought flow, right? All these they'll be keeping in mind before sitting in front of you and interviewing you. So you have to make sure that you communicate well and comprehend well, give attention to detail, prepare a good self introduction about yourself that portrays you in a positive way, right? All that if you do it sounds better, that criteria gets fulfilled. So communication, so communicate well. Second point agenda is stability and skill set. Mostly since you guys are freshers, managers won't give too much importance to skill set, because you can always be trained, right? They will check if you are a trainable resource. Even if you lack the skill set, if you are a trainable resource, they will take decision in your favor most of the cases. Correct. So stability is a major concern, because being like a fresher, they'll have to train you a lot. Initial few months will go in training itself, so there will be a lot of investment on you guys. So they'll be expecting ROI. So stability. Are you looking for a long-term career opportunity with the company or not? Okay, this they will be checking in. So make sure that you communicate well, comprehend well, and present your profile as a stable person who's looking for a long-term career opportunity. These two are the agendas that they have in mind. Okay, so when you have when you're going to present your profile, there might be a few questions that might come to you sharp, based on these agenda points. They might ask you a few questions. I'll try to give you as much as possible, as much questions as possible that you can expect from the managers, and I'll also try to give you some insights on what is their expectation as a profile, as a candidate who is going to get into the company and in the team and in the project. All right, we'll discuss that in detail. So let's discuss about communication part, right? First impression is the best impression, as they say. So make sure that you create an impression over there. As soon as you meet the manager, create a positive impression upon yourself. All right, prepare a really good a crisp, brief self introduction about yourself. Self intro plays a lot of role. If you create a really good self intro, if the impression is good, then they might even overlook, or else it will what to say, it influence them to overlook if there are any errors also in between, okay, in the conversation. So make sure that you communicate well, and present your profile in a good way. All right, so prepare a script. right? Like write down on a piece of paper, a self introduction about yourself, introduce yourself. Whenever they ask, right, prepare a script. It can include your educational, like qualifications, educational achievements, academic achievements, all right, your strengths, your family background, all that it can include. But make sure it is in brief, crisp format. Do not create an elaborate self introduction, and that might even give them more information about you and your background, and they might come up with questions as well. Always give brief information, all right. And when you are talking about your family members, do not glorify your family's achievements, right? My father has achieved this, my mother has achieved that, my sister, brother, all that they are not interested in knowing, right? They are interested in knowing about you. So make sure you give your strengths. The strengths that you are going to include in your self introduction should be professional as well, right? So make sure that you prepare in such way. Even if you're doing a last minute preparation, you can just if you have an interview mate next to you, you can introduce yourself to each other and see which one sounds better. Prepare 3 or 4 scripts, so see which one sounds better, and you can present your profile that way as well, all right. And pay attention to detail when you're sitting in front of the manager. It's most of the times, 99% of the times, it's going to be one-on-one discussion, correct? When you're sitting in front of the manager one-on-one, whatever the question that comes out of the manager, make sure you pay attention to detail, right? Do not make the manager repeat the questions again and again, all right. So just because you need time doesn't mean that manager has to repeat the question again and again. It creates a bad impression on you. Be spontaneous. There is no right or wrong answers. So be spontaneous. Handle the given situation. They will see how well you handle the given situation. That's all right. And do not give too much information also at the same time, right? Do not give too much information, and at the same time don't give too less information, or try to answer in one word. Just because there are a lot of candidates waiting next to you, you just want to save time, doesn't mean that you give answers in one word. That might create an impression that you're not interested in conversating. Okay, always maintain moderation throughout the conversation from the beginning till the end. Don't give too much information. At the same time, don't give too less information also. Okay, be confident, be polite, be professional, and at the same time be positive also. Okay, even if the manager comes up with any negative questions, negative remarks, make sure that you steer it towards positivity. Okay, you don't have to give negative comments. Okay, whatever that is, you should not be giving negative comments, because negative comments, again, it will steer the entire conversation towards negativity. So if you want a positive results, make sure that the session stays positive. All right. So this is what they'll be mostly checking in terms of communication. All right. Next, agenda point is stability and skill set, right? So stability is a major cause of concern for a fresher, right? Whether you will be sticking to the company for a long time or not is what they'll be seeing. So present your profile as a person who's looking for a long-term career opportunity with the company. All right. So there might be a few questions that might come sharp to you. I'll give you some sample answers, all right? And I'll give you a few answers that you can avoid as well. See, there are a few questions like, why did you choose our company when there are a lot of other companies in the market, right? This is a question. Okay, this is to check, why did you actually take the decision? Do not tell them about the parade of interviews that you attended earlier, your results were not great. All that you don't have to say. All right, just include some plus points about the company. You can just do some homework, or ask the HRs nearby. They might give you some positive points, or company's achievements in the recent days and everything. You can look into and give it to them in a proper way. Right. For example, you can say you are one of the pioneers in the industry. Right. Being a pioneer in the industry and being a fast growing company in the industry, I too want to be part of the growth story and grow along with the organization for a long term. As a fresher, I definitely believe the company will offer me a platform where I can learn and grow in the long run. You can put it that way. Okay, it sounds professional. At the same time, you did not give too much statistical information also. All right. So this way you can, handle that question. And next question may be, why should I hire you? This question may or may not come. Most of the managers ask these questions, ask this question nowadays. So when such a question comes to you, right, why should I hire you? Do not give your personal what to say, points and strengths, like I know how to sing well, cook well, I'm a creative person, that's why you should hire me. No, you can give professional strengths. Most of you will have your own unique professional strength. For example, you can say I'm a multitasking person, I'm a hard worker, I'm a problem solver, I'm a quick learner, like that. You will have your own unique professional strength. You can give a professional strength and manage that question. Okay, so don't keep it keep in all these like points like like trivial points in that question. All right, so only if they ask you such a question you answer, otherwise you can just like leave it. Do not go voluntarily say why you should hire me, this is why you should hire me. No, don't do that. All right, so next question, it is an important question. All right, where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? What's your aim, ambition, future plan, career goal? All these questions have the same meaning. This is to check how stable you will be in the company. Will you be here in the company for a long time or not? Correct. So answers like, I see myself going abroad, settling down over there. I see myself starting my own business. I see myself moving to a different industry. Like, I want to go to, become a movie star or go to NASA, put rocket on the moon, right? Or else, I want to become a government officer, like, becoming a government officer or a bank manager is my aim. See, all these are your personal aims and ambitions. Personal aims and ambitions, you don't have to, reveal it to professional people, right? Have a segregation. Personal things to be shared with personal people, professional things to be shared with professional people. Who are your personal people? Your family members, your well-wishers, near and dear ones, right? Who are professional people? The people at the office, like, people like me, people like, like your colleagues, everybody, right? Keep it professional. What kind of answers may suit such a question? Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years? All right. See, answers like, I see myself grown in the career path that I'm choosing now, or I see myself moving to the next level by becoming an expert in what I'm going to do now, or I see myself handling higher roles, greater responsibilities in the given opportunity. You can put it that way. Okay. These answers, they might like. All right. So next question, another important, discussion that is happening in interviews nowadays in the operations, rounds are salary discussion, right? They will ask you, what is your salary expectation? Don't get greedy. All right. Already there is a protocol. There is a budget which will be already there. Managers will not be able to change it. Don't get greedy and start asking, demanding, high expectation salaries to the managers, right? So don't do that. When such a question comes to you, just say as per company norms. Okay, I'm looking for a decent hike if you are an experienced candidate. Since, if you guys are freshers, as per company norms, all right, whatever salary that is suitable for my category of employees, I'm okay with that. No expectations, no demands. All right, even if they insist you beyond that, HR would have already given you the bracket, the salary budget. Based on that, you just, give an amount or, a number. All right. So don't over exaggerate that. Don't think that operations manager might be able to, consider me for a higher package. No, they won't be able to do that. All right. In any company, HR is the right person to discuss salary. Just say, as per company norms, I'm okay with the salary package that is suitable for my category of employees. Just brush it off. All right. Next question. Do you have any commitments in the next 2 to 3 months? Would you be needing leaves? This is to check, if you guys would be needing leaves in the immediate next 2 to 3 months after you join, because, training period, right? So if you take leaves, training you again would become a burden to the trainer. So that is the reason they might ask you this question. Just say, I don't have any commitments, I won't be needing any leaves. Do not pre-book your holidays in the interview itself. After you join, there are portals where you can go apply for leaves. If it's an emergency situation, nobody would deny. But do not pre-book your holidays, in the interview itself. Avoid that. All right. And finally, they might ask you, do you have any questions to me? Just say no. All right. Most of the times, if you guys want to clarify your doubts, come outside, ask the HRs. They would, or anyone in the coordination team or any peers, who are there in the company to, assist you in the interview or coordinate you in the interview. You can clarify it with them. All right. Do not go, ask the manager, simple questions or silly questions like, can I wear slippers to office every day? Can I wear casuals to office every day? I don't have much formals. So all these questions might, project your profile in an immature way, right? Avoid all that. So that's it for now. So you guys understood, right? So the mindset of the interviewers across industries, across domains, across countries are all the same. All right. So far, I had been a HR for the past several years now. Whatever that I have observed in different countries is the same. See, I'll give you the mindset just, in a simplified form. All right. In one liner, you just, keep in mind before you, handle the question. See, the mindset of the interviewers, if they are sitting in front of you, interviewing you, what will be going on in their head is, this. If I select this candidate, will this candidate join? Right? If this candidate joins, will this candidate work? If this candidate joins and works, will this candidate put efforts to learn the process, learn the industry, and stick to the company for a long time or not? will he or she be useful for the project and the company in the long run or not? That's all. This is the thought process. You have to understand this thought process, all right, and give an answer that matches this thought process. See, you can remember this one liner, whatever the conversation or discussion that you're going to have with your hiring manager or decision making manager. Make sure that it is an extract of this one liner. I am here to join, work, learn the industry and grow along with the organization for a long term. I'm planning for a long term. Okay, so I hope pretty much I was able to give you as much information as possible. All right, so I hope this helps you in cracking this round actually. So all the best. Meet you again in another interview.